Microdose, 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 dose. Microdose, microdose, dose. Microdose, microdose, dose.
What's good, y'all? Talking about the big game. Big game 57, Microdose number 151. Your host, Kush Hayes, coming to you via Sativa American. With me is my man, all the way from the UK, by way of New Jersey, co-host of Waffle Box, the best part of Wednesdays, the original Waffle Box. You accept no substitutions because his name is Mr. Mike Fish. Mr. Mike Fish, what's good, yo?
Hello, me again. I'm sure the Microdose fans are like, Jesus, there's no one else available. This obnoxious British guy again.
British guy again. And yes, no one else was available. But guess what? I actually appreciate your opinion on this week's episode. We're talking big game number 57. It is between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Eagles of Philadelphia. And you and I both have a common enemy here in Philadelphia. Not only did they beat your New York Giants, your New York football Giants, but they also beat my San Francisco 49ers. Oh, in a humiliating display. And to be fair, the 49ers just played a bad game. I didn't see the Giants game, but the 49ers did not play a good game, and they still had everything against them. They're still working with a third-string quarterback and then a fourth-string quarterback. And then
it wasn't even a fourth-string quarterback. Let's be fair. It was a running back who was pretending to be a quarterback.
Excuse me.
So yeah, don't sell yourself to. I definitely think if I
don't know anything about football.
Brock Purdy was not injured during that game, I'm not saying you'd have won, but I think it'd have been a lot closer.
He had a hell of a season, considering everything. They make movies about this shit.
NFL football before. Well, I mean, he's been on the team, but this was his first start, and then he went, I believe it was 7-0. I think he must be the first professional quarterback to go 7-0 in his rookie career. So, hell of an effort. So, shout out to him. Plus, his name is really fun to say. He did great.
He had no business being that good this year with everything against him. So, and I don't know if that was just maybe the teams had extra injuries or just he just happened to get the best batch of losingest teams. But yeah, that guy should not have had a good a season as he did. And I don't know anything about football, so that's coming from me. But Mike Fish,
I'll give you a little bit of insight, by the way, because you said you didn't see the Giants game against the Eagles. So if you had seen that game, then after seeing that and then seeing the San Francisco 49ers performance, you would have been like, we did pretty good. Like the Eagles just steamrolled.
That dominated.
Not happy. So I was out in New York expecting, I know we're here to talk about the big game, but I am here to talk about the Giants. I do host New York Giants football Giants podcast. You can check out Claret and Big Blue live each and every Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Twitch. Cheap plug. But yeah, we were, I don't want to say lucky to be there at that point, but we had definitely far exceeded the season's expectations to be there. So I wasn't expecting to win, but I was expecting, the effort, hey, you're in the postseason, it's one and done. Screw it, let's just go for it. So I was hoping for a better performance of that, but I ended up just leaving the bar at halftime and going home because I could don't need to spend money to be embarrassed. But yeah, the Eagles, let's just cut to the chase. Eagles going to lose. Thanks very much. Join us next week on Microdose. But no, this game is going to be very
Eagles are going to lose next week because I'm hoping the Eagles lose, and that's just based on pettiness.
I would love for the Eagles to lose. Normally, whenever I'm watching the Super Bowl, unless it features the New York Giants, I want it to be a close game. I want it to be nitty gritty. I want it to be a very entertaining spectacle. I hate it when one side just dominates the Super Bowl. It makes it very boring. to watch. I can't remember who's playing, but it was a couple of years ago. There was one. It was a white watch. It was I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago. It was just a bad Super Bowl. However, this year, if Kansas City just blow out the Eagles and like they're up like 30 points at halftime, I won't be sad. I would love to see it. But here's why I believe this game is going to be very interesting and very close to call, hard to call, because, and I don't mean this is an insult if any Eagles fans are listening. Realistically, if you look at their schedule for the regular season, they didn't really play many, if any, really good teams this year. They had a very fortunate schedule. And I'm not saying that in a way to say, they had the easy route to go through. But I say that because realistically, we haven't seen the Eagles challenged. Like they've beat the teams as in sports, they always say you can only beat the teams in front of you, and they have done that. I think at this point they've won 16 games this season, including the postseason. So they're a good team.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't seen enough to be like, well, they suffered against these teams they played. So I honestly don't know what to expect from the Eagles on Sunday. It's going to be very interesting. Whereas, I think the sticking point is going to be Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback for the Chiefs.
Okay.
Obviously, in the divisional round, he took a hit at his ankle, had a high ankle sprain. Everyone was worried that he was going to be too injured to play. He played okay, but he ended up just hopping around in the AFC Championship game. But they won. So he's now had 2 weeks to rest and recuperate, rehab. Mm-hmm. So I think the big sticking point is going to be, is he healthy? Because if Patrick Mahomes is healthy, it's going to be a close game, but I see the Chiefs taking this. I can't see the Eagles defense stopping them. That's where I'm going with this.
Now, traditionally, the NFC has had a way better career in this big game as opposed to the AFC. You really think the Chiefs got it on this one? Like, because it's usually dominating. I've never been able to pinpoint what it is. I just know what it has been.
It's kind of close. So it's the I just actually pulled it up just to get the exact stats. So NFC has won 29 Super Bowls. AFC has won 27 Super Bowls. So it's
amazing.
Not that big, but yeah, it's an interesting stat because realistically, I mean, if my team's in the NFC, but realistically, if you look at it, the
NFC must have closed that gap then, because there's like 2 decades of my life where I only remember the NFC winning the Super Bowl, and what the few times the AFC did win, like, oh my God, do you realize what happened here? Non-football fan sitting to my right, those conversations were had. So fascinating. It's that close.
Yeah, back
it's
in the
like
formation,
51-49.
Yeah, back in the formation, the NFC was the way more dominant because obviously, if you go back, it was that was the original NFL, and the AFC used to be the AFL, and then the merger happened, and then some rejigging happened, and it became the NFC and the AFC. But yeah, I think realistic, as it is now,
citizen of the United States for maybe 8 years now. How long have you been following professional football?
So I've been watching it, let's just say that, probably for about 15, 16 years.
Amazing.
Been following it, like actually paying close attention, following a team.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
For the last, so I started because my wife, she's a Giants fan, and my wife, she's a Giants fan, and so when we got together, she was like, you like football? Yes, I like football. Do you have a team? No. Well, you're a Giants fan. So that was my allegiance locked in. And that was the season the first season I started watching closely was when the Giants went to the Super Bowl and beat the Patriots.
Oh, so that's a good year.
Yeah, God damn. I got a good team, and then it's been steady downhill ever since. But this year was good. This was much better. But yeah, so I'd say 10, 11 years that I've been trying to pay close attention.
Okay. Yeah, man. That's fair, dude. I appreciate that information. So, as someone who's lived here all my life and who's known the 49ers only ever, yeah, I'm still behind. I don't know anything. I know a Jimmy Garoppolo. I think this time last year we were talking about the Niners losing the Super Bowl, and I was like, yeah, everyone seemed to keep talking about this Jimmy Garoppolo guy just like getting transferred. Like
Jimmy
it was
G.
a sure thing. And then it didn't happen. Like he's still on the payroll, but he's been just injured, as far as I know, this entire year.
Well, yeah, the 49ers have got a weird situation because they have Trey Lance, if I'm correct in that.
I'm going to say you're correct.
I just want to make sure that he's true because I think he's but he got injured very early on. I believe after only 2 games, and then Jimmy G got brought in, and then he got injured after about 10 or so games, and then that's when Brock Purdy, who was a third string quarterback, got brought in, and then after 7.5, I guess, games, he got injured, and then I can't remember, couldn't even tell you the name of the person they brought in at the end, but yeah, it's been a bit of a cursed position for old San Fran.
So Jimmy G got demoted to second string this year.
Yes.
That's disappointing.
Trey
Your name
Lance,
is Jimmy G.
Yeah, so 49ers picked up Trey Lance in the 2021 draft. And I guess they're hitching their bandwagon on him as being a guy, probably because at the moment, he's still on his rookie contract, so he's probably way cheaper than Jimmy G. And
dig it.
Maybe Jimmy G's just not cutting the mustard.
Yeah. That shit was crazy. Like, I watched the game, man, and, sure enough, that dude got hit. And as a non-football person, I get out of bed and get myself injured these days. That's where we are in life, and it's disappointing. But, like, I understand he can't throw the football, but he still had the option of running it himself or passing it to the guy to his left or possibly to his right. TBD. But the fact that he just gave up entirely was kind of disappointing. Like, he had this amazing story, and then just, I don't know if it's nerves or maybe just, his arm hurt that bad or whatever. I feel like he could have done more still. And the fact that they went to the guy, the fourth string quarterback, who was terrible immediately. And, I'm always just like, give a guy a break. No. Like, he threw the ball forward and it went backward. He tried to pass it to a guy and it bounced off his chest. This fourth string quarterback, I think his name is Johnson, was as bad as it could be. And he's probably better at football than me by a lot. But against these super athletes, he's not good. It's one of those things where, like, why? How did you make it here? And why weren't you looser for this? Like, this is the moment you've been waiting for.
But yeah, something when, because again, I'm more following the Giants, but something must have definitely happened with
Brock Purdy's
San Francisco 49ers with. Yes, but real quick, so yes, Jimmy G, the San Francisco 49ers, when like 10-7, for some reason in the draft they traded up to get a new quarterback. So it's kind of weird because 10-7 is obviously not great, but it's not. It seems very odd why you'd want to go and replace your quarterback like that. But this must be some drama backstage.
Are you talking about last year?
Yeah. So, but then, yes, as you're saying, but yes, Brock Purdy it was a very strange injury because just looking at the replay, it just figured someone tapped his arm and he dropped the ball. But apparently, it was a pretty serious injury.
A 250-pound man just karate chopped your arm, dude. Like, it's gonna hurt.
It wasn't Chuck Norris. Come on, man up, Brock.
No, still Chuck Norris is a lot lighter. But yeah, this is still a 250 pound man just
Would you
karate
want to
chopping
have
your
your
arm.
arm karate chopped by Chuck Norris even now? Now he's
Not at
96 years
all.
old.
No, please, no, no. Both. I'm saying both individuals would hurt me equally. Maybe Chuck Norris will still hurt me even more. But like, yeah, look, 250 pound man, just karate chopped your arm. It's game over, son. I can't do nothing else. I mean, to be fair to Mr. Brock Purdy, as injured as he may have been, like he's like, all right, yeah, I'll go off for 3 more downs. I'm really in a lot of pain here, and it's not going to go well. And it didn't.
I
But
mean, in hindsight, yeah, it was a pretty stupid decision to make, but you're one game away from the Super Bowl. I get it. I get why he's like, screw it, I'll just try. I'll see what I can
still
do.
confused why he couldn't pass it or even run it, but he couldn't. So
Well,
there it is.
I would put in your football brain on. I would say if you've got a very clearly injured arm, and so all you decide to do is pass the ball off for someone to run it, then that's when very quickly the opposition goes, okay, well, they're not throwing the ball anymore. So let's just load the box.
Forward laterals are still
hilarious.
a thing that can also evolve into a forward pass. Ooh, look at me. I just talked football.
You know more than you're letting on.
I'm doing my little jinx dance here. Yeah, I mean, I've understood football forever. So, but there are still rules that I'm beyond fuzzy about. And again, this guy may have just been that fucking injured. So, dude, we're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. What do you think the final score is going to be?
Well, if you
Eagles
believe
creamed us.
if you believe the leak, since the NFL is rigged and scripted now,
Sure.
apparently someone has quote unquote leaked that the game is going to finish 37-34 to the Philadelphia Eagles, and a bunch of
37-34
idiots have believed this and put a bunch of money on that scoreline. So
that's amazing.
Just by
amazing.
That's by the way the universe works. That's not going to be the scoreline. But I could see this definitely being one of those quarterback battles going back and forth. I could see this being a high scoring game. But just for funsies, just to poke the fire of the conspiracy theorists, I'm going to go 37-34, but towards the 49ers. I think the 49ers take this.
49ers, excellent. 49ers are
Not
just
the
going to
49ers,
run
you know,
in
man.
and just
Kansas
fill the
City
game.
Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs. And the Philadelphia Seagulls.
Oh, man. I sincerely wish the 49ers would just run in and just take the ball and just start scoring touchdowns. Like, you're not even in this game, you assholes.
Here comes Jimmy G with a Money in the Bank contract. He's cashing it in.
Jim Ross
He
is
threw a
his mind
touchdown.
right now. Like, Boomer Sooner. I'm going to hope that the game is not as close. I'm going to say it is 24-3 Kansas City wins.
I could see that. But yes, I think as long as the Philadelphia Seagulls lose, I think the universe will be in a good place.
It should work out that way, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think the world will be better because, although to be fair, if anything's like the last time, if the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl, then they'll just burn their own city down to the ground, which would be kind of funny as well.
Truth.
So I mean, hey,
it happens.
Yeah, there's swings and roundabouts, but yeah, it would be nice for them to lose, just so I can go. Because here's a bit, I just don't like the Eagles. I'm sorry, but because normally I am the man that kind of like, if my team loses to someone, I want them to go on and win the whole thing, just so I can say, at least be like, oh well, yes, my team lost, but hey, at least we lost to the champions. We lost to the best team.
Mm-hmm.
However, this time I'm like, nah, screw it. I hope they lose.
And we talked about this on a waffle box a couple weeks ago, but yeah, I am the of the
Ooh, Waffle
opposite.
Box. That sounds like a great show. People should check that out.
You should check that out on YouTube at Waffle Box Pod. However, I am of the opposite mentality as this team beat us. Now we got to root for the opposite team. It's incredibly petty. And sure, it means that our team lost to the team that lost. But I'm okay with that. Okay? Because I honestly believe that if our team was there, then we would have won. But our team lost to the team that lost. I'm so okay with that. And I hope the Kansas City Chiefs take this. Also, because it's the San Francisco 49ers, Joe Montana is a part of the Kansas City Chiefs legacy. So his ambrosia is a part of that whole dynasty. And yeah, that's where I'm going with this.
I'm not arguing. Let's go Chiefs.
Let's go Chiefs. Let's go Chiefs. Anything else you're looking forward to in the Super Bowl? The halftime show Rihanna is playing. Is there a commercial you're looking forward to seeing that you may or may not know is coming? Any extra thoughts on the rest of this big game?
I think, in terms of Rihanna's halftime show, I think there's been a lot of reaction, but I think that just happens every year. I'm not going to please everyone. What's Rihanna do? I just don't watch it. Then stop being a.
I think she'll kill us.
I think it's gonna be a great show. I'll say this. Yeah, Rihanna's music typically isn't my cup of tea, but yes, she's a fantastic musician, fantastic showman, show person, whatever. So yeah, I think, and as always, the Super Bowl production team put on a great show. So yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a great halftime show. But yeah, for me, I want to see like a Motley Crue. That'd be a sweet halftime show. I think that would just get that kind of thing. Give me the 80s hair metal band up there. But yeah, so I think that'd be good. The commercial I'm looking forward to is the General Motors one where it's General Motors and Netflix have teamed up.
Interesting.
And so General Motors and Netflix teamed up, and so Will Ferrell is driving an electric vehicle through Netflix shows.
Okay.
And they've released a teaser. Well, they've released a teaser where there's one. It was what was the zombie movie with our buddy Dave Bautista?
Army of the Dead.
Yeah, there's that one. He goes with that, and then there was Squid Games. It's quite funny. It is. So he's in the back of an EV, being driven around by one of the Squid Games. The masked people with the circles on their faces or whatever.
I'm here.
He's just sitting there, and he goes, "You know what? I think in a way we all wear masks." And the guy just turns around and gives it a look. He goes, "Nope, okay, never mind." So yeah, it looks like that could be fun. I think there's other ones, and Maya Rudolph, M&M's.
Oh, the Maya Rudolph.
I just hope commercial. I just hope she wears this giant green M&M suit just to fuck with those people.
Now, do you think she's gonna wear the green M&M suit specifically, or maybe she's a red? Maybe she's a blue. What M&M is Maya Rudolph? She's gonna wear the green.
Yeah, she's gonna wear
the M&Ms.
She's gonna wear the sexy six boots just to fuck with those snowflakes. They got upset because they took away my sexy M&M.
Yeah. As for me, I'm looking forward to. I'm going to be basic. I'm looking forward to a new Fast and Furious commercial, F10 or whatever it's called, FX, whatever. Yeah, that's the only commercial I'm looking forward to. Otherwise, everything else is usually pretty funny or baffling. Monkey Baby Puppy Bunny or whatever, the Mountain Dew commercial from 7 years ago. That's still a thing.
Sounds about right.
You don't remember that one, do you?
No.
Monkey Baby Puppy?
Monkey Baby Puppy?
I might even have those phrases wrong, but it's a monkey.
Is that like Man Bear Pig from South Park?
Kinda, yeah. It was definitely three species put together in one CGI nightmare, and they just kept repeating it over and over and over again for the 30 seconds that Mountain Dew paid for it. Long pause. That's okay. Anyway, Mike Fish.
Yeah, it might
what
be
do you
saying
want to plug?
you might have to send me the link on that on YouTube.
All right.
What do I want to plug? What do I want to plug? Well, each and every Wednesday, me and you do a podcast called Waffle
The best part of
Box.
Wednesdays.
We just released this past Wednesday, episode 84, where we talk about the uprising of the Turkey army. Not the country, but the flightless Thanksgiving bird. They're sick of your shit. And so they're terrorizing, or one rogue turkey is terrorizing a mobile home park in Minnesota. And rightfully so. And we kind of discussed that and talk about what those people should do. Spoiler alert, me and Kush differ on ideas of how to deal with that. But, whatever. We're still friends. Also, we review Knock, Knock, Knock at the Cabin by M. Night Shyamalan. Wham, jing-a-ling. Starring Dave Bautista, my favorite professional wrestler and actor. He give him all the Oscars. He deserves them all. And then also, if you do want to, support, you can go to wafflemerch.com, buy some t-shirts, or go to extrawaffle.com, where you'll be able to hear me and Kush again talking about the Royal Rumble this past couple of Sundays ago. And also, if you are into football, whether that be American football or soccer, you can go to cbbpod.com and check out those links where you can watch me and my good friend Alex Middleton live each and every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock Central, talk about all things New York Giants and West Ham United, which is a Premier League soccer team. Check it out.
That's what's up. As Mr. Mike Fish mentioned earlier, you can find us on the Waffle Box Pod. It's the original Waffle Box. You will accept no substitutes, and it is the best part of Wednesdays. Otherwise, for Mr. Mike Fish, I've been Kush Hayes. You've been you.
Microdose, 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 yeah, microdose.
From the Bosnet family.
Look, 250-pound match. Just karate chopped your arm. It's game over, son.